It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. Hey, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. Look at the sunrise out here. Really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
But here's an interesting fact. Did
What's
you
happening?
know that while that sunrise is ongoing and that's happening, that the moon is also shrinking?
This is what I'm being told. I don't know if it's really true, but according to new research from NASA, the moon is getting smaller and it's having an effect on the surface. And we're joined by our space expert, Dr. Daniel Kanema, to further explain this to us. Dan, always great to have you here.
Thank you. Always
First
great to be
question,
here.
man. Why is the moon shrinking? What is making the moon shrink and how fast is this happening?
So the moon formed, billions of years ago, 4 billion years ago, and it was a molten blob. And then as it's cooled, it's got harder and cooler, and it's still cooling. So at the center of the moon, it's still relatively warm, and as it cools, it contracts. So it gets a little bit more dense. It's not happening very quickly. So,
Okay.
this isn't something we can notice.
Yeah.
It's shrunk by about 50 meters, the whole moon,
Wow.
in the last few hundred million years.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Okay.
So it's pretty tiny, the effect. But it's a measurable effect, and we can see the effect of it now.
That's incredible. So what effect is this shrinkage having on the surface of the moon?
So the main thing that's happening is we're detecting these moon quakes. So there's as the center of the moon contracts, gets smaller, obviously the surface is hard. So unlike a grape, when it contracts into a raisin, like you're not going to get these ripples, you're going to get little cracks forming.
Yes.
And you can see that at the top they've highlighted where they've observed these wrinkles. So there's kind of wrinkles forming on the surface of the moon, little cracks
Wow.
like that there. Yeah, so it's kind of shriveling up like a raisin.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you can actually see it is quite incredible. Okay, so we know that the moon affects our ocean currents and many other things, right? Will the shrinkage have an impact on Earth? Are we all going to die, Dan?
That's always the question. No, we're not going to die.
Okay.
So the moon shrinking doesn't actually change its mass. So the moon affects our tides and governs our tides, but that's the gravitational pull from the moon. It's not actually shrinking in terms of its mass, it's just shrinking in terms of its size. So it's getting cooler, a little bit denser.
Yeah.
The gravitational pull is identical. So that's not changing at all, so it shouldn't affect us.
Yeah.
It is important to know these things. People are planning to go back to the moon in the next few years. We're planning to send astronauts back there. So learning about these things and not putting your lunar base on a fault line, it's important.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like we've used the word shrinkage far too often in this interview. But anyway, so how long will it continue to contract and get more dense?
So for quite a while, I mean, we've observed these other planets like Mercury and stuff. They also have some shrinkage.
You can't avoid it.
Can you?
But yeah, I mean, they continue to cool until they're like sort of as cold as outer space. So
Yeah.
that's going to take another few billion years.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you very much for bringing us news from the world outer space. And that's our coverage of the final frontier. Let us know which stories have intrigued you, have piqued your interest. And when you share them with us on social media, please use #ExpressoShow.